What is good, my people? Long time no see. It's your boy Jackson, and today Jackson says it's good to be back. Today's topic, we're going to speak on relationships, and I've always been a person I feel had pretty good relationship advice for friends and family, and so on and so forth. I've had a few good relationships, and I've had one or so rocky ones. So I mean, hey, I got experience all around the board from good to bad, happy to sad, you know, mad to glad. So the advice I have today, and the topic today again is what's called an expiration date. And I'm not talking about that stinking spoiled milk you got in the refrigerator when I say expiration date, but it is similar. Okay, so let's get into it. So when I say expiration date, it may be self-explanatory, but what I mean by that is past the date that's desired. Okay, if you read any package on any label, it will say best if used by this date. Okay. In relationships, we don't get that warning label, do we? No, we don't. So you gotta have some type of instinct on when the time has expired, and that, my friends, is something a lot of us don't have. Okay, especially in relationships. I don't know what it is, but I feel like a majority of people pass that expiration date, and that's when things get nasty. I mean, disgusting. Okay, where you look at a person a totally different way. It goes from the honeymoon phase. We all know what that is, right? The honeymoon phase is when things is just great. You're new, the fire's lit, fire and desire. Y'all heard Rick and Tina Marie? Quit playing with me now. Yeah, that expiration date is basically the opposite. It's when things should have been done. Things should have been ended, and we're still trying to fix and trying to repair and trying to work on and trying, you know how it goes. We break up and we make up and we make up and we break up, and yeah. And that's absolutely why understanding the expiration date is very, very important, because once something is spoiled, there's no repairing it. It just is what it is, and many of us don't want to accept that it is what it is. Okay. Now, not to get, religious or anything, but, I feel like the higher power sometimes speaks to us. And again, there's nothing wrong with understanding it's time to evacuate a situation. Okay. There's a time for everything. There's a time to meet and greet, and there's a time to evacuate before you expirate. You understand? Because once something expires, again, there's nothing you can do to make it fresh. The freshness is gone. The freshness of that relationship, the kindle of that relationship, it's already over with. And 9 times out of 10, when someone starts doing things or acting in a way where you say, I don't even recognize this person anymore. Guess why? That relationship has been past the expiration date, and there's no turning back. Everything about it's nasty. Everything about it's ugly. Okay? You may have a, up and a down. That's normal. But when you're having downs and downs and downs and downs, you're bound to drown. So evacuate before you expirate. Okay. I mean, hell, even in baseball, there's a 3-strike rule for a reason. What does that umpire say after that 3rd strike? You're out. It's time to go. Okay. And I guarantee you, if most of us understood this, what that does is it prevents a lot of these domestics. It prevents a lot of these headaches that we have. It prevents a lot of us from doing something, saying something to that other person that we never would really wanted to even get into, but it's like that side of us was we feel like that side of us was just brought out because the situation is so nasty. You know why? Because it expired a long time ago. That relationship probably expired 6 months ago. But guess what we tried to do for these last 6 months? We tried to work on it. We tried to repair it. And that's when you get the cheating. That's when you get the beating. Okay? And again, that's when you get to seeing this other side of that other person where it's like, you know what? I don't recognize them. And I don't recognize myself. This isn't me. Right? How many of us have been in a relationship where it's like, okay, I'm not even the same person anymore. I used to be happy, fun going, we all can relate. How many of y'all used to be happy, fun going people, loving life, loving that person, loving the things. And then after a while, it's like that, that relationship brought you to a rock bottom. Rock bottom. Okay, that word exists for a reason. Rock bottom. That means you can't get no lower than that. So understand this. If this is rock bottom, the expiration date was probably somewhere up here, but we never caught it. We never wanted to accept it. We wanted to keep working on it. Okay? But if we would have evacuated the situation, honestly, you and that other person probably could have had a much better understanding on, okay, listen, let's talk this out and let's walk this out. You understand? Let's talk it out and let's walk it out before we pass the expiration date. Do you hear me? Am I preaching? Okay. Now, I'm a man that, I feel like when I end, I try to end on good terms. It's just like a job. What do you do at a job? You put in your 2 weeks notice. Okay? What do you do when you're leasing? You let them know, hey, your 60-day notice, your 30-day notice, your month to month, whatever. But you know what it's called? It's called time to prepare. It's called preparing yourself and preparing, the other side for what's next. Okay? And usually when you can do that, you can avoid that expiration date. But nowadays, I don't know what's going on, but we stay too long. And when we stay too long, things go wrong. So just remember that. You heard it here first from Jackson. And Jackson says, pay attention to the expiration date on your relationship. If you don't, you'll wish you will. It's good to be back, y'all. This is my first video after a while of, hiatus. But I'm back for good. I'll be back with regular updates, with regular topics, communicating with my people on a regular basis. And on that note, I'm out.